And I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. I want to begin by explaining how the process is going to work. I generally hear building cases on the agenda first, and then the city will call the cases as they appear on the agenda. Excuse me. If you have appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those where no one has appeared, but this is only true if you've signed in. So please make sure you've signed in at the table at the rear of the chamber. Once your case is called, I ask you to come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is right over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You will have an opportunity to review this evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will also have the opportunity to testify and present me with any of your own evidence. Once all the testimony and evidence has been presented, I will make a ruling. I will enter a written order either today at the hearing, which is mostly how we do it, or in the next few days, which you'll receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here, though although this is not a formal courtroom, all testimony is given under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify or think you may testify, I'm going to ask that you stand and raise your right hand, and I will swear you in. Anyone that's going to testify or might testify? You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
Please be seated. All right, city, you can call your first case.
Agenda item number 2, case number is CE 2208-0380. Case address is 947 28th Street.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Brown, Chief Plumbing Inspector, City of West Palm Beach. Code case number CE 2208-0380. The violation observed is plumbing repair, new plumbing. It has some mini split AC units and a new window added. The violation was posted on the job on 8/22 of 22. Was mailed, certified mail and regular mail on June 12th of 23. Posted at City Hall on June 12th of 23. Posted on the property on June 16th of 23. The certified mail was delivered, or returned, wasn't delivered. They were the observations during the violation. They were repairing some cast iron. They were installing some new drains down the side of the building for potential new bathrooms. They had some new mini split ACs installed on the rooftop, and they added a window. Permits are required for the work being shown. They have applied for a couple, but not all of them, so they still need to apply for at least one more, and they need to get the others issued. One of the mechanical permits they applied for, it failed review, and they haven't attended to it. They haven't submitted corrections. I do have a copy of the notice of violation and the affidavit of posting in my file. And I did make contact, or we have, the building department has made contact with the owner. He actually was in here for another case on the same property area. He has 2 adjacent parcels, and he was in here before, so he is aware of what he needs to do. He claimed to be working on it, but he's not showing any attention to the matter. So I'd like to give him 90 days to comply, finish up getting his permits, and after 90 days, give him $100 a day.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
They do.
And we're seeing a copy of the stop work order or red tag. Is that something that was posted at the property?
Yes.
Okay. Just to be clear, you said he needs at least one more permit. Have any been issued? I know you said one failed. Have any been issued?
Yeah. The cast iron repair up towards the front door was issued and inspected and closed. But the addition of the plumbing down the east side of the building, the ACs, and the window have not.
Thank you very much. Do you believe that 90 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yeah, all the permits that he's applying for are quick permits. They're not something that take like a full commercial building. Plumbing repairs, windows, they're all quick turnarounds. So that's plenty of time, yeah.
Very good, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, stop work order, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So which permits do they currently need? They need plumbing, mechanical, and air conditioning? That's what I gathered from what you said.
Well, mechanical air conditioning is the same thing. So they need one for the window, they need one for the mini split ACs, and then they need one for the addition of the plumbing. The plumbing repair is the only thing that they've applied for and got. So they still need.
So they need one for plumbing and then one for two, I guess they need two different airs.
Yeah, one for the mini split air conditioners, and then one for the window. The addition of the window.
Okay. All right, in case CE 220803880, make the following findings of fact. Now I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 105.1 and 110.3. Specifically, they need permits for the plumbing and one for the split air conditioning and one for the window air conditioning. Respondent has 90 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Agenda item number 13, case number is CE 22080036. Case address is 948 39th Court.
Good morning.
Good morning. Richard Burnell, Chief Building Inspector, City West Palm. This is in reference to code case 22080036, 948 39th Court. Windows were installed without a permit. Stucco, the outside of the structure. The violation was posted 8/1/22. Certified mail was sent 6:40. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Certified mail was sent out 6/7/2023. Was posted at City Hall 6/7/23. Posted on the property 6/21/23. Apparently, the certified mail was never received. Yeah, it was never received. So, as far as the windows were installed without a permit, the resident was stuccoed without a permit. Homeowner did apply for the permit for the windows and the stucco. Never addressed the comments, so he still needs to do that part of it. My recommendation would be to give him another 120 days, excuse me, and $50 a day fine after that.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Thank you. Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
When you say that the certified mail was not received, does that mean that there's something in your file that reflects that it was returned?
It doesn't, all it says is it was never received.
Okay.
That's the only thing I got back.
Okay. And was there a stop work order or red tag that was issued?
The red tag was posted.
Okay. And so you said that there was application for the windows, a window permit, and did I understand correctly, stucco needs a permit?
Well, he stuccoed the whole house.
And so stuccoing something
that's
needs a
part of it.
permit, okay?
Like I said, they applied for the permit, but there were comments that weren't addressed.
And so the permits have never been issued because the comments were never
That's correct.
addressed? Okay.
That's correct.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
And do you believe that 120 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes. Now, part of this is going through historical, so I'm not sure if that's going to take longer, but I think 180 days or 120 days is still, that's enough. That's what, 4 months?
Okay. And have you been having communication with the owner, a representative of the owner?
I actually spoke to the owner last week, and we sat down and discussed the case.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, stop work order, permit applications, and any and all comments, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Clinton Stevens.
And sir, you're the owner of this property? Do
Yes, I am.
you have any objections to the city putting their documents in evidence?
No.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents to evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So the city says that you installed 13 windows and doors without a permit.
The permit was in process. It just took a long time, and once I started, that's when I got the fine or the notice. So I continued until I finished that window. Then once I finished it, the permit was still in process.
And generally, you have to get the permit before you start.
Yes, I know.
So the city wants to give you 120 days to get your permitting. Is that enough time for you to get this done?
That's enough time.
All right. In case CE 220800036, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 110.3 and 105.1. Respondent has 120 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $50 per day may issue. Good luck, sir. It's important to let the city know when you're in compliance so they can make sure that they remove the case, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I got 3 of them.
You too.
Okay, agenda item number 14, case number is CE 22100203. Case address is 4449 12th Street.
Okay. Richard Brunel, Chief Building Inspector, City West Palm. This is in reference to 4449 12th Street. Violation was observed, construction trailer, I guess we want to call it that. They're using it as a break room. Concrete slab, fence that was put in without a permit. Also, awning was also put in. That was for, I guess, for the owner's car. Violation was posted. Stop work order on 10/17/2022. Certified mail was sent 6/9/23. Was posted at City Hall 6/12/23. Was posted on the property 6/21/23. Certified mail was delivered and accepted on 6/14/23. And again, this is for, I guess it's a manufactured home, or it looks like a construction trailer basically. But they converted it into a break room. They have electrical wiring running through it. Tie downs and that type of thing haven't been inspected. Also, concrete slab, fence that was put in without a permit, with gates, signage for the property, and as I said, the awning was also put in. I have spoken to, I guess this is the owner's representative. We talked about this last week. I recommend 180 days, and if it's not complied at that point, $100 a day fine.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And I think you had mentioned that there was a stop work order or red tag that was posted.
That's correct.
And once that was posted, I know you said you've had some communication. Have you seen progress in any way?
Yes.
What kind of progress? Have they started to make changes?
They haven't done anything.
Okay. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
And just to make the record clear, a little bit clearer, you talked about there's a concrete slab under this trailer.
Well, the concrete slab is separate from the trailer.
Okay, good to know. And the fence, we're looking at a fence now. Is it this chain link fence?
Chain link fence with gates. Apparently, the property was annexed to West Palm through the county. Mm-hmm. And at that point, then we ended up seeing all the violations that were
Okay,
that needed to be corrected.
okay, so they basically installed a fence without a permit, would that be accurate?
That's accurate.
All right, and what sign are you referring to that you
They have
believe
the
is in
business
violation?
signs that they put up on the building.
Okay, so in other words, we're looking at a photo right now, the no credit needed, is that a sign that you're concerned about, or is it the sign that's on
There should
the
be a
awning?
picture of the front of it. Yeah, that stuff there, and I guess that's part of the awning.
Okay, so it says, just for the record, it says family owned and operated since 1985, tune-ups and something. Are you concerned about the ASE certified sign? Is that something that's included in this file?
No, I don't think that applies to that.
Okay, and is there any other part of a sign that you believe is of an alleged violation?
I think there was a sign that said military break and alignment. I'm not sure
Okay.
if that shows up on that.
Okay, good. I just want to make the record clear. So is this the
Yeah,
sign?
that's the,
Okay, so
those are-
military break and alignment, complete car care.
right.
Okay, and the awning, is that the awning that you're concerned about as well?
That's correct.
And that awning needs a permit?
Yeah, the awning was just for, I guess, for the owner's parking, but that needs a permit.
It does need a permit, okay. And what is it about open storage? That's
The
an
storage,
alleged.
I believe, was part of the break room.
Okay. In other words, are you seeing, so in other words, the fact that they can store stuff in the break room? I'm not sure.
They had some storage in the break room. It was, I guess, for the guys to eat lunch, but there was electrical wiring running through it. You had a microwave in it.
Okay. And so you can't have the stuff inside the trailer because the trailer itself is not supposed to be there?
You know
Is
what?
that-
The amount of material, whatever they had in there, probably wouldn't make any difference. But we're referencing this to the actual break room trailer, I guess, if you want to call it a trailer.
Okay. Do you believe that 180 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, stop work order, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Michelle Sawyer.
And Ms. Sawyer, what is your relationship to the owner military break and alignment?
Back in the day, well, I know one of the owners or the owner's rep, and back in the day, the contractor that they hired when it was still with Palm Beach County, I worked for him, and I initially worked on the case to get it annexed over to the city of West Palm. At that time, it was the assumption that city of West Palm had agreed that they really didn't care of the violations, open, etc. They were willing to take the property as is, but Palm Beach County was like, no, these are violations and we want them closed no matter where you are. So they got inherited over to the city of West Palm. One of the pictures on the awning, it has a
Can we first establish that
Oh,
Ms.
sorry.
Sawyer, are
my
you?
relationship. They hired me to close this.
Who is they?
The contractor brought me in, and now I'm working for the owner.
You're working for military break and alignment
Yes, I spoke to the owner the other day, on Monday.
as a property manager, or
As a permit specialist, I work in construction. I've worked in construction for 15 years, and I have a business that does permitting, and I do code cases.
So does the owner know that you're here today on behalf of them for this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And have they given you the authority to handle or resolve this case before that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very good.
you're not a lawyer, are you, ma'am?
No, sir.
Do you have any objections to any of the documents the city would like to submit in evidence?
No, I do not.
Without objection, I'll take the documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So you were saying that the city said that they wouldn't pursue these when the property got annexed? Do you have
Initially,
any
when
evidence
we-
of that?
There's emails, there's like years,
Did you
this has
bring any
been
of them?
going on since 2014. No, I did not.
Is the city aware of any of this?
No.
There was a civil
I'm not aware
engineer,
of it.
Kevin, that was working on it.
Well, regardless whether it was.
Regardless, we're
transferred or not, the violations are still, they're still there. They need to be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this a while. It's generally not the city's approach to waive code violations, especially ones having to do with building permits. Not saying that there isn't some evidence of that, but you got to show it to me. Otherwise, I
We're
don't know
not,
what to do with it.
I'm not here to fight that, and they're not trying to fight that.
All right. So what is it that you want me to know?
I noticed a building permit number on one of the pictures, and that's a Palm Beach County permit number. I do believe there was either a signage or awning permit that until I saw the permit number from previously working on the case, I do think that that was closed out. The fence was there prior to them owning the property. The concrete slab they did install. And I've had discussions with them with regard to the construction trailer break room, whatever that is, maybe. They're willing to rectify. I've brought in an engineer to help with some of the permitting and code stuff.
So are you contesting the requirements for a permit for some of these, or are you just saying that you need time to get the permitting done?
I need some time to get the permitting done, and I think at least one, maybe two have permits, which would be the awning, and there's a permit number. It's the B2015. That's a Palm Beach County permit number.
So you think the awning is permitted? What else do you think is permitted? The fence?
The signage with the
You believe
awning.
the signage is permitted?
The fence is not. It was there when they got the property.
Hold on one second. What is the city's position on the awning and the signage being permitted by the county?
As far as I know, the permit from the county, I didn't investigate exactly what that was, but once they acquired the property, we had no permit for that.
What does the city
As far as the
typically
county,
do
we
on
didn't go
an
through the
annexation?
county
Do
records.
you take the permits from the county if it's an annexed
I
property?
guess if they passed it, that would be something that we could delete.
Would they still need a West Palm permit, or would the city just take the county permit?
I'm pretty sure if it was already passed by the county, then that would be sufficient. I'd have to take a look at that, but I haven't seen it.
Well, what do you want me to do with this?
I would say they still need a city permit.
I mean, as to the concrete slab and the whatever that trailer is, I think that's pretty clear that they need to get permitted, and I don't think she's contesting that. She just wants time. The question I have is what to do about the awning and the signage. If they say they have a permit from the county,
If they have a permit for the county and it did pass for the sign, I don't think there was one for the awning. You're saying there's one for the awning. That they need to have a permit for.
Special Magistrate, it's Mark Joyce here. I just want to let you know I received an email some time back from a code officer from Palm Beach County concerning this property, and he listed several violations on the property that he was saying, I guess they were dealing with the violations with military alignment and break, and they were getting nowhere, and now they were transferring over to the city, so we wanted to make sure we followed up on them. But he does mention that they erected and installed signage without first obtaining the required permits. This is from Palm Beach County Code Enforcement, as well as the concrete slab the fence, the gate, the parking area in the right of way, a shed / office, which is that area, and also, well, that's it. The other one was complied. So he sent me an email saying, basically, this property has all these violations, and now they're trying to transfer to the city. So he wanted to make sure that the city followed up on.
All right, let me do this. I'm gonna give you 180 days to either get the stuff permitted or prove to the city's satisfaction that it's permitted. One way or the other on all of these. So in case CE 22100203, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1 and 110.3. Respondent has 180 days to get the proper permitting for the electrical work, the building, the concrete slab, the fence, the signage, and the awning and open storage. Either by obtaining the permits or establishing that the permits exist to the satisfaction of the city, respondent has 180 days to do that, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 15, case number is CE 2212-0169. Case address is 1920 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
Yeah, I'll be here in a minute. Richard Brunel, Chief Building Inspector, City of West Palm. This is in code case 2212-0169, 1920 Palm Beach Lakes. Concrete repairs without a permit. Violation was issued, stop work order was issued 12/13/22. Certified mail was sent 6/9/23. Was posted at City Hall 6/12/23. Was also posted on the property 6/21/23. Certified mail was sent. I guess it was returned. It says not delivered, insufficient address. Not sure exactly what that meant. That's the comment I had. Apparently they sent it to the wrong address, or the address wasn't correct. This concrete repair is done without a permit. Quite a few. You can see the ramps in front of the doors that don't comply. They had concrete slab repairs. Some were to the stairs, going up to the second floor. Also, they had new plumbing shutoffs in every unit all the way around the back of the building. I did try to get a hold of the contractor a couple times, and I wasn't able to get anything from him. I didn't communicate with him at all. My recommendation would be 90 days, and after that, $100 a day fine.
Thank you very much. Couple of questions. Monique, can we bring up the notice of violation and any type of PAPA printout? While she's bringing those up, the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do you also have a PAPA printout? Special Magistrate, we're going to go ahead and reschedule the case.
I'm sorry?
We're going to go ahead and reschedule this case to do a little bit more research.
Okay. All right, case CE 2212069 is tabled.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 16, case number is CE 23050046. Case address is 1720 North Congress Ave, Unit 101.
Sorry, which number was this? 16.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On May 5th, I received a complaint from a tenant at 1720 North Congress, Unit 101. Upon inspection of the unit, these violations were cited. Failure to obtain permits for work done within that unit. Bathtub replaced with walk-in shower. Requires inspections. Windows require screens. Exterminating of pests, roaches. Repair of interior walls. Bathroom and guest bathroom in need of repairs. And flooring in master bathroom. External doors and windows make weather tight. Equipment maintenance. AC rusted out in need of repairs, and hood in kitchen needs replacement of filter. Electrical repairs. Outlet in guest bedroom not working or not working properly. Certificate of use. Rental license violation. And address character violation. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 22nd. Certified mail, as well as regular mail, was sent May 9th. Certified mail was received May 11th. As of Monday, with reinspection of property, permit violation still remains. Inspection of permit work still remains. Provide window screens still remain. The property has since come into compliance with the exterminate for pests. The property is still in violation of interior wall repair. The property has come into compliance with the external windows. The property has been repaired to make weather tight. Property is still out of compliance with the repair of equipment. AC still rusted out in need of repair or replacement. And the filter in the hood of the kitchen, filter still has not been replaced. Electrical in the guest bedroom is still not operating, and the rental license and certificate of use is still in violation due to failure of inspections, and the address characters have been replaced, so that is now in compliance. I have been in talks with the property owner. Like I said, they've been working on some of the issues, but they are not all complete. With that being said, city's requesting a split order on this one. City's requesting 60 days to apply for the permits that are required and to complete all other repairs that have not been completed, and 90 days to complete all inspections, including the rental license inspection. If not completed within the time frame, city's requesting $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And with respect to the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And With respect to the remaining alleged outstanding violations, in terms of the permits required, is that the permit for the tub replacement in the walk-in shower? Which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
in the guest bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just to make the record clear, are all these alleged violations just for this unit 101, or are they for any other units?
Just the unit 101, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And just for the record, can you talk about, I'm going to take you through each of these alleged remaining violations.
Sure.
You talked about the screening. It looks like it's for the sliding glass door. Would that be accurate, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What's happened, they ordered the screen for the back door, but it has not been installed. So due to that, I can't comply it until it's installed.
Okay, but we're not talking about screening on any other windows?
No, it's just a back door.
Very good. And by the way, these are all the pictures that we're looking at. Are they your pictures or are they the tenant's pictures?
No, they're my pictures.
Very good. And you talked about repairing the floor in the master bath.
Yes, that has been repaired.
That has been repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Repairing the door to the master bedroom.
That has not been repaired.
That has not been repaired.
No,
And replacing the door handle on the sliding glass door.
that has been repaired.
Okay. And so the repair of the door, what's wrong with the door?
Oh, you mean in the bedroom?
Yeah.
It looks like somebody has tried to shimmy it like 15 different times, and it's just chipped away, chipped away. I think it's time for it to be replaced.
Okay. Do you know if, is there a lock broken or it just?
It's just the condition of it. I mean, because it's deteriorated. Like, I don't know. It looks like someone had basically been chopping at the door, trying to get into it.
Okay. Okay. And then you talked about the repair of the air conditioner, which is rusted out.
Yeah, there's some panels that are rusted. I don't know if it's going to require replacement or just a matter of changing out that panel. That may solve it, just changing out that rusted out panel.
Okay. And you talked about replacement of the hood filter in the kitchen.
Yes.
And is that still outstanding, that part?
They have not changed that filter. It's still torn, not in its intended use, so it needs to be replaced.
Okay. And then the garbage disposal.
That has been repaired.
That has been repaired?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And you talked about the electrical outlet in the guest bedroom. It's not working, or there's something else wrong with it?
There's something wrong with it. It's not working. That's what I got from the tenant. Like I said, I'm not an electrician, so they need to get someone out there to square that away.
Okay, very good. Do you believe that the 60 and 90-day time frames are reasonable amount of time?
I believe so because I did make contact with the contractor. He implored with me that he would get the permits submitted last week, and they're not in. So I mean, trying to be fair and give them enough time to get everything done.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, any and all applications or other documentary evidence relied upon.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Danny Montanez. I'm not the owner.
Yeah, what is your relation? What is it?
I'm a friend of hers. She had a family emergency and couldn't leave her grandmother to come down. She asked me to stand here in her stead.
She knows that you're here today?
She does.
Can you just tell us who that is?
Lena Larentrac.
Okay. And has she given you authorization to resolve this case here today?
She has, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
She has, yes.
Thank you.
I assume the city doesn't have an objection to him representing.
No.
No.
So let me, just for the record, do you have any objections to any of the city's documents?
I do not.
All right, without objection, I'll let those in evidence the city's composite exhibit. So of the listed code sections, which ones are still at issue?
Hold on. The work without permit and required inspections.
105.1 and 110.1.
Yes, sir. Provide window screenings.
18102.3.
Yes, sir. 18103C.
Extermination is good. I think you said that was done, right?
Part of it, not all of it.
So that's still at issue. 18102.4.
Yes, it's still an issue.
Okay. 18103C.
Yep.
Yeah, that's still at issue because you talked about that. External windows and doors, I believe you said were done, right?
Yes.
All right, so that one's done. 18103E.
18103I, still an issue.
Yeah, that one there. And the electrical outlet in the bedroom,
Yep, that's an issue.
still an issue. And of
Rental
course, the
license
certificate of use and rental
and
license is still
certificate of
there.
use is still an issue.
And the number is done, right?
And the number of characters are passed.
All right. Okay, sir, so tell me what you want me to know.
I have no dispute with anything that has been said by the inspector. The only thing that we would request is, as opposed to the 60 and 90-day extension, if we could do if we do a 90, 120 for an additional 30 days, she has a contractor on that she's already hired. She's obviously, been diligent in getting everything resolved here. It's just, with the holidays and stuff, she feels like the contractor was pushed back and doesn't want to be in violation unnecessarily. So that's the only thing she would request.
How about I just give you 90 days for everything?
Sounds good to me, too.
No objection.
All right, done. All right, CE 230500046. Make the following findings of fact in life. I notice is sufficient from a property in violation of 105.1, 110.1, 18102.3, 18102.4, 18103C, 18103I, 1894A, 2232A, 22441. I hereby adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations. I give the respondent 90 days to come into compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 20. Case number is CE 2304-0240. Case address is 515 35th Street, Building 1.
Good morning, Alex Oliver, Code Officer for the City of West Palm. This property was cited on April 21st, 2023. Certified mail was sent on April 24th. Certified mail was received and returned on May 8th, 2023. Property and City Hall were posted on April 21st. I've been in contact with the owner, property manager, and affidavit of posting was added to the case. The violations are 18106 trash and property, 18106A trash and property and cleanliness, 18106K maintenance of landscape, 18103I cabinets in disrepair, and 78-6 missing address characters on alleyway. As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance, and now when I went to inspect the place last time, there were certain, like, the trash property was complied, the landscape maintenance was complied, and they did add address characters in the back. The picture came out blurry. So the city is asking for an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or 100 days until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very. Thank you very much. Is there? Does the affidavit of posting reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Okay. And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
Okay. And just to be clear, did I hear that is the only alleged outstanding violation The equipment maintenance, the 18103I, the rest have come into compliance
Yes.
now? Okay. And for that equipment maintenance, can you tell us for the record what it is that you've observed?
When I first inspected the property, the lady who's living there right now complied that the bottom part of the cabinets and the cabinets itself and the bottom part were like in disrepair. So when I inspected, there was a hole in the bottom of the cabinet, and which was repaired. And when I went last time to inspect it, it was fixed. But I noticed that the doors were still like chewed up and like not properly in conditions to be placed there. Also, I noticed other stuff that's in the pictures, which is going to generate another site violation because there was rat feces on the cabinet.
Okay, so that's still outstanding.
Yeah, that's going to be a yes.
Okay, and do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, good morning. My name is Johnny Williams. I'm the property manager.
So you said you're the property manager for Anna Mazurek?
Yes, and I have a copy of our management agreement.
Sir, do you have any objections to the documents the city would like to put in evidence?
I have no objections.
Without objection, I'll accept the documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit. Officer, of the 4 code sections that you cited, which ones are still at issue?
The 18103I is the one still at issue.
The other ones are good?
Yes.
And specifically, what do they need to fix there? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you very well when you were explaining it before.
If you see the pictures on the doors are not repaired, and also, yeah, you'll see like the sides of the cabinets, and it just needs to be finished, basically.
So basically, the cabinet needs to be fixed?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Williams, the city says you still have to fix your cabinet. They want to give you 30 days to do it. Is that sufficient amount of time, and do you agree that it needs to be fixed?
I agree it needs to be fixed. The particular tenant that's in this house is supposed to, where her lease ends at the end of this month, and if you could give me 45 days, maybe when she leaves, I can just, replace those couple of lower cabinets and make it a lot better. But I can repair them this month if that's what you want.
What's the city's view on the 45 days?
It's reasonable.
I agree. So, case CE 202304024, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice sufficient to find the property in violation 18103I, specifically the cabinet needs to be repaired or replaced. Respondent has 45 days to bring the property into compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm confirming we have no respondents, no other respondents present. Okay, agenda item number 1, case number is CE 230302333. Case address is 329 Clematis Street, Unit B, and it rescheduled. Agenda item number 3, case number is CE 23060020. Case address is 4501 North Australian Avenue, and it complied. Agenda item number 4, case number is CE 23050116. Case address is 3526 Whitehall Drive, Unit 303, and it also complied. Agenda item number 5, case number is CE 23060288. Case address is 4023 Windsor Ave, and it's complied. Agenda item number 6, case number is CE 23050092. Case address is 501 45th Street.
Good morning. Sandy Middle School Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on May 10th, 2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on May 15, 2023. Certified mail was signed for on May 25th, 2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on May 17, 2023. I have been in contact with the property owner. The property was cited for number and size, number and location, as well as the incorrectness of the address characters. It was also cited for open areas without grass, including the swale area. It was cited for prohibited vehicles and outdoor storage. As of this morning, we have the number and size as well as the location and the correctness complied. Partial compliance for the for sodding the property. They still have some patch left on the property itself that is still open. The property still needs to be painted, and the prohibited vehicles are still there. The outdoor storage has been complied as well. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 60 days with $100 fines if not in compliance. I have spoken with the property owner as of last week, and she mentioned that she's in contact with zoning, and she's trying to get an exemption for those 2 prohibited vehicles. And with that in mind, I'm asking for the 60 days just in case zoning doesn't give her the extension. She did mention that her tenants are the ones with those vehicles, so she'll need time to deal with those.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
It does.
And I believe, if I heard correctly, that the section numbers that you believe are still alleged outstanding are 18106G, the paint.
Yes.
94442C1, because the landscaping is only partially done.
That's correct.
94442E for the same reason.
You can strike E from it. The swale has completely been done.
That's the one that's done. Okay, very good. 94487B1, the prohibited vehicles.
Yes.
And then you said that the outdoor storage, 9471C, is in compliance now.
It's in compliance.
Okay, very good. Can you tell us what it is you observed about the paint that you believe is an alleged violation?
Well, the property itself was really dirty. So she mentioned that she did power wash it, but it's still dirty, and in power washing it, she also peeled off the paint that was already there.
Okay.
So we did have a conversation about that, and she mentioned that she would have someone touch it up, as in paint it.
Okay. And with respect to the partial landscaping or sodding that's still outstanding, where are you seeing that, and can you describe what it is you observed?
Yes, there is that patch that's close to the bus that's there right now, and that's the only thing that's outstanding.
Okay. And just describe for the record, please, you said you saw 2 prohibited commercial vehicles?
That's correct. There is one on the 45th side, and there's another on the Spruce side, right behind that truck, the van.
We're seeing kind of like just a van, and then sort of like I don't even know how you describe the other. It's not a box truck and it's not a van, but
it's a bus.
It's a bus.
It's a prohibited bus, yes.
And you're seeing business signage on both of them?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance, given what you said that the owner has indicated their needs are?
It is. Originally, we agreed on 30 days, but given the circumstances, 60 would be more appropriate.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence of the city's composite exhibit. So we got the commercial vehicles, and which other issues were still at issue? Which other sections were still at issue?
The open area, and that's 94-442-C-1, as well as the 18-106-G for the paint.
So the paint, that sort of unsodded dirt area over there, and then the commercial vehicles?
Yes.
Everything else is good?
Everything else is good.
Okay, in case CE 230500092, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106G. The structure needs paint. 94442C1. The area needs to be properly sodded and landscaped, and 944A7B1. Commercial vehicles need to be removed from the property. Responded to 60 days to come into compliance or fine of up to $100 per name issue.
Agenda item number 7, case number is CE 23050159. Case address is 335 Kellingworth Boulevard.
John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for no rental license and certificate of use. It originally came as a complaint from the neighbor who lives across the street about the sanitation violation and the dump and the containers. And when I reviewed the property, I discovered that it had no rental license or certificate of use. So I went to the water bill, got the phone number for the owner, gave the owner a courtesy call, Mr. Mosley, and explained to him the rules and regulations required to get it. And he said he would do it. And a month later, he didn't make any attempt to apply for the rental license and certificate of use. So I posted the property in City Hall for that violation on June 13th of 2023, and certified mail was sent on June 14th of 2023. As of today, there's no application made for the rental license and certificate of use. There are 4 units on this property.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
And the pictures that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent?
Not those. I don't know where those came from. Those belong to 516 16th Street. That's
Okay, so these pictures of this beige structure,
that is not it. I'm sorry, I don't know where. That's it. That picture and the next picture.
Okay, so
could you go to the affidavit of posting, that file? Yes, and those all should be of that property. There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're seeing pictures of 335 Kenilworth Boulevard. Is that accurate?
Pardon me?
This is for 335 Kenilworth Boulevard. Is that accurate?
Excuse me. One moment.
Okay. So the photograph that we saw of 335 Kenilworth of posting of a notice of violation, that's the posting of this notice of violation for this case, for this address. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay. So let's just establish this is 335 Kenilworth Boulevard, correct?
Yes.
There is a photograph right there of posting of a notice of violation. Can you tell me whether that is a posting of this notice of violation for this case, for this address?
It is.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You indicated you had some phone communication with the owner, Justin Mosley, correct?
I did.
Did you make it clear to Mr. Mosley that you were, the issue that you were calling about was that there was no rental license application or a rental license with a COU?
Yes.
So he understood it to be, you believe that he was renting. Is that accurate?
Oh, yes.
Did he admit that he was renting?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
He didn't realize that he had it. He said that he would get it. I explained that if you're going to do a short-term rental, that state license is required. I went down the whole litany of that, including the sanitation violation.
Okay.
And he was nice. I mean, I figured he would do it. I didn't think we'd be here.
Okay. And upon your most recent review of the file or inspection, you're not seeing the state license and you're not seeing any local rental application. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Okay. So how much time are you seeking?
30 days.
And
$100 a day.
Do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this into compliance?
Yes, I do.
Excellent, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents to evidence, the city's composite exhibit. In case CE 230501559, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 2232A and 22441. Specifically, the property is being offered for rent without a rental license or certificate of use. Respondent has 30 days to bring property in compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Agenda item number 8, case number is CE 23060217. Case address is 837 Hillcrest Boulevard.
John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for overgrowth and the vegetative debris that comes from the grass, the hay. It's pretty bad. A complaint came in originally from the neighbor that lives across the street about the condition of the property. I cited the property on June 14th of 2023, posted the property on June 15th of 2023 along with City Hall. Certified mail was sent on June 16th of 2023. I've had no response from the owner of the property. The conditions still exist. They were cited for notice of abatement, so the city would be requesting 10 days or abatement.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
They do. I inspected that property this morning, and
Okay.
they still exist.
Okay. And just for the record, can you tell us what it is that you've observed?
The grass is above 6 inches in height and throughout the entire property, the front and the back.
Okay. And you're asking for an abatement, so do you believe that the condition of this overgrowth is an attractive nuisance for trash, debris, other types of disease-carrying
Yes, it does.
varmints and things like that?
Yes, it always is when you have that kind of overgrowth and you have, it's not only an attractive nuisance, but, excessive insects and rodents and snakes.
Habitat for vermin.
Yes, it is.
And do you believe that
I used to live next door to something like that, and I couldn't even enjoy the peaceful existence of my home because of the condition like that.
Okay.
I've experienced that firsthand.
It attracts bugs, insects, and rodents. It attracts bugs, insects, and rodents.
Yes, it does.
And do you believe that rises to the level of a health, safety, welfare
Yes, ma'am.
violation? And is this a vacant property or no?
Well, according to the neighbors, it's vacant. I don't know if the owner passed away or what, but it's vacant.
Are you seeing any type of, in your travels around that neighborhood, are you seeing any activity around this house? I mean, there's somebody parked in the driveway.
Right. I had that tag run this morning to see if it was connected with that property. I found no evidence that it was. In fact, that tag is not even belongs to that vehicle.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
And do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this alleged violation of
Yes, I wish I could
cleanup
do it
and
immediately,
overgrowth?
but we can wait 10 days, and I think that'll satisfy the neighbors, so we'll be good.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those in evidence as city's composite exhibit. I really don't have anything to ask you. In case CE 230600217, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18215B, 744C5, and 744C3. Specifically, there is trash and waste on the property and overgrowth, grass and weeds well over 6 inches. I make further findings that violation constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach for providing habitat for insects and rodents, and as an attractive nuisance. I hereby order the respondent to come to compliance within 10 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations. I hereby assess the cost of that abatement against the property and property owner.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 9, case number is CE 23040294. Case address is 325 South Olive Avenue, and it's complied. Agenda item number 10, case number is CE 23050016. Case address is 635 Hibiscus Street, and it's also complied. Agenda item number 11, case number is CE 23060009. Case address is 722 Hanson Street.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on June 1st. Certified mail was sent out June 5th. It was received and signed for on June 7th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on June 8th. The affidavit of posting was completed and turned in for processing. On that affidavit, it is indicated that notice violation and notice of hearing was sent via first-class mail as well. This property was cited for junk abandoned vehicle. There's an inoperative vehicle that's being parked at the rear of the property. Prohibited vehicle. There's a travel trailer that is occupied and being stored on the property. A restriction upon land use. There's a occupied travel trailer. It's being used. It's a non-dwelling unit at the property. I have had contact with property manager and friend of the owner, Mr. Gonzalez. They acknowledged that the trailer is occupied, acknowledged the violations, and they are planning on fixing it. The occupied travel trailer is going to be removed from the property, but they're requiring additional time to remove it. And as of Monday, the inoperative vehicle has been removed. Normally, we would ask for 30 days to comply the violation. They are requesting additional time. With that being said, the city is requesting 45 days to comply, or asking for a fine of $450 a day. Yes.
Thank you very much. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, they do.
With respect to the remaining violation, just to supplement the record, there is a travel trailer that we're seeing pictures of. I know that you said the property manager acknowledged that it's being occupied. Do you also see any other evidence that it's being occupied?
Yes, it's connected to electrical. It's connected to plumbing, water. There's like outside storage.
Okay, and just to make the record clear, there's because it is a restriction upon land use. It has to be removed. It cannot be screened, or it cannot otherwise remain there, right?
It's a prohibited vehicle because it does not have means to like propel itself.
Okay.
It's a travel trailer. It can't be on the property at all.
Okay. Can you just give us a little bit more testimony about you're asking for a $450 a day fine?
Yes. I believe it was in 2021, the same property. I had cited it. They had like a work trailer, same issue, but they had complied it before it came to a hearing. They had people living in it, same location, same setup, but they had removed it. So I'm trying to get it
compliance,
so they don't do it again.
And it was the same owner at that
Same
point?
owner,
Okay.
same property manager.
Okay, thank you very much. And you believe that 45 days is a reasonable amount of time to agree to what the respondent is asking for?
Yes. Shortly after the certified mail was sent out is when I spoke with the property manager and got contact with him and everything, and they've had plenty of time.
Thank you very
In
much.
addition to the 45 days.
Okay, and in addition to the 45 days. So 45 more days you believe is reasonable?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon, including the underlying case referred to in support of the requested daily fine.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So you said 45 days or how much?
$450 a day.
$450 per day.
Yes.
Talk to me about why that amount. That's a big amount.
Like I said, I believe it was 2021. They had it was like a construction trailer in the same location. It didn't make it to hearing, but they removed it right before hearing.
So they know they shouldn't be doing it, and they keep doing it anyway, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
All right, in case CE 230600009, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of 34102A, 9447B1, and 94-6, specifically prohibited vehicles and abandoned vehicles on the property. Respondent has 45 days to come to compliance or fine up to $450 per day may issue.
Agenda item number 12, case number is CE 230600014. Case address is 4412 Garden Avenue.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on June 1st. Certified mail was sent out June 5th. It was signed and received on June 7th. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was hand delivered to the owner on June 8th. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, dirty sidewalks, walkways, porch and driveways, landscape maintenance, unmaintained landscaping, overgrown grass, missing grass, bushes, unmaintained, fence maintenance, moldy, disrepaired fence, bare dirt areas in the front yard that need grass, and a screening of restricted vehicles. There's an RV parked and stored on the property that needs to be properly screened on the north side. I have had contact with the owners in person when I hand delivered the notice over the phone and via email. We communicated what needs to be done at the property to fix the violations. They plan on removing the RV, but need a little bit more time. Some progress has been made on the landscaping. They have cut a lot of it and have been maintaining it. They need more time to install sod and get it looking good. And as of Monday, 94302A4 has complied, the fence. They replaced the rotten moldy slats. With that being said, the city is requesting 60 additional days to comply all violations at the property, or we're asking for a fine of $75 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Just to be clear, the alleged outstanding violations are 18106A, 18106K, 94442C1, and 94487B5. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
I hand delivered it, but yes.
Okay.
It is in there.
Okay. And was
Right there.
in addition to hand delivering, was City Hall posted?
No.
Okay. And you hand delivered to the owner, Ruben Fernandez?
Yes.
And did he identify himself as Ruben Fernandez, or
Yes,
otherwise identify himself as the owner?
Yes, they were out there fixing the fence when I hand delivered it.
Okay. And you indicated that the certified mail was sent and it was signed at the same time. Was the notice of violation sent by regular first-class mail?
It was also sent via first-class mail, yes.
Thank you. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
Just to be clear, you talked about everything. The RV is allowed to be there. It just needs to be screened. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is allowed. It just needs to be screened.
And with all these remaining alleged violations, do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring them into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, emails, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those into evidence as city's composite exhibit. I'm just checking 162 on the notice. Was it sent by certified mail?
Yes, on 6/7. Right there.
And was it signed for?
Yes.
And you also hand delivered?
Yes.
I think that's good, unless the city thinks otherwise. Yeah. All right, so 106, 18106A, 18106K, and 94442C1 and 94487B5 are the ones still at issue. You wanted 60 days, and what was the fine you were seeking?
Or $75 a day.
Okay. All right, in case CE 230600014, make the following findings of fact in law. Find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 18106A. Specifically, the sidewalks, porch, and driveways are dirty and need to be cleaned. 18106K. The property must be kept in a neat and healthy condition. 94442C1, the area needs to be sodded with grass. And 94487B5, the RV must be properly screened or removed from the property. Respond to 60 days to come into compliance or fine of $75 per day issue.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 17, case number is CE 23050285. Case address is 4139 Culpeper Court.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 5/23, the property at 4139 Culpeper Court was cited for irreparable and irreversible tree trimming standards and hat racking prohibited. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 6th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent May 28th. Certified mail was received June 6th. I've had no contact with the property owner. With that being said, City is requesting 60 days to provide an arborist report or replacement of said tree with a Florida native and mature tree within 60 days, or a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it that you observed at the property with respect to this particular tree? And it's one tree, correct?
Yeah, it's a big oak that's out in front of the property. Some of the diameters on those trunks should have never been cut. To me, the tree is damaged, but city will accept an arborist report because that report will outline if the tree indeed needs to be replaced or it can be saved. I don't think it can, but we always try to offer an alternative to compliance. So that's what I am attempting here with this owner.
Did you want to replace the tree or fine it, or one or the other?
I want to give the owner an opportunity to get an arborist report, even though I know the arborist report is going to deem that it needs to be replaced. So I think the bottom line, it needs to be replaced or the one-time fine.
Yeah, I'm not an arborist, but I don't think that's survivable.
No, but I mean, it is a requirement to provide the arborist report.
So one of three things. Either they need an arborist report that says that tree can be correctively pruned and survived, they replace the tree, or they pay a fine. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
If they just pay the fine, they just leave that tree up there till it dies?
I mean, I hate to see that happen, but I mean, this is all we're left with.
I don't think that thing's going to survive, man.
No, it's not going to survive. Just the simple fact that some of the diameters on those trunks are cut, so yeah, there's no way it can.
Yeah, that tree looks bad.
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time.
It was a big, nice shade oak tree, and they decided to do that with it.
I apologize, I'm just reviewing something for this before I move on. Okay, and otherwise 60 days is a reasonable amount of time?
More than enough.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those items in evidence as city's composite exhibit. The only problem I have with your suggested remedy here is that if they just pay the fine, then we basically have that tree sitting there as probably a hazard, right?
Yeah.
Seems to me that they should either provide a report from an arborist that says that tree is safe and can survive, or they should replace it.
But here's the reason why I'm requesting the arborist report, because I bet dollars to donuts the arborist is going to require that the tree be replaced. So it's going to bolster my case for replacement.
All right, let's deal with that. Okay, in case CE 2305025, I make the following findings of fact in law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2635B, 944462B1, and 944462B3. Essentially, this tree has been hat-racked and severely damaged. I make further findings that violation is irreparable in nature. I order the respondent within 60 days to obtain an arborist report illustrating that the tree can survive, or replace the tree, or pay a fine in the amount of $250. I'm sorry?
Daily fine or one-time fine?
One-time fine.
Agenda item number 18, case number is CE 23060121. Case address is 18202 Glenmore Drive.
City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On June 10th, the property at 18202 Glenmore Drive was cited for rental license violation and certificate of use. This is an expired rental license. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 22nd. Certified mail was sent June 13th, as well as regular mail. The reinspection date was set for June 27th. The property has since come into compliance on June 30th. With that being said, city is recommending a finding of fact on this property. And I also confirm that the property is still occupied with the on-site property manager.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in the file?
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe, we see a photo of posting? And the photograph that we have in the file, is that an accurate photograph of posting of this notice of violation for this property for this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents to evidence as city's composite exhibit. So I'm sorry, you saw that there was a, I was pulling the code back up, so I didn't hear exactly what you said. So the property is being rented?
Yes, it's a renewal. This property owner has a track record of not paying its renewal on time, and they refuse to update their mailing address. I've tried several times to get this in particular property owner to do so we can avoid being in front of the magistrate every year for renewal.
Super fun, but do we have any direct evidence that they are continuing to rent this property?
The on-site property manager did deem that the property is still being occupied and rented.
And they also ended up actually renewing.
Yeah, they actually paid the bill too, so
All right, so what are you asking me for here?
finding of facts.
All right, in case CE 2306021, I made the following finding of fact in law. I notice is sufficient. I found the property was in violation of 2232A, but has since come to compliance, but after the required compliance date. Sorry, I should have heard that the first time around. I was reading the notice requirements in the code.
Agenda item number 19, case number is CE 2304017, case address is 523 24th Street.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Alex Oliver, Code Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on April 14th, 2023. Certified mail was sent on April 18th, 2023. Certified mail was returned on April 24th, 2023. Both property and City Hall were posted on April 21st, 2023. I have been in contact with the property manager regarding this property. An affidavit of posting was added to the case. There was a previous case related to this one, but I'll get to that. It was cited for 18103B, broken window, not properly, window in disrepair. 18103C for watertight and weathertight doors and windows. 18103I, cabinets in disrepair, and other internal facility. And also it was cited for 2335B, repeat violation. As of this morning, the property has not been has not come into compliance. Therefore, to the health and safety and welfare of the resident, the city is asking $500 a day starting April 14th or until compliance is achieved. As you can see by the pictures and the videos, there was a lot of going on. Like there was rotted wood by the doors. There was a window boarded up, which was not completely sealed. It was like plexiglass put on the window, on the only window of the unit, which is the bathroom window. And it was also put in like plywood, but it was not sealed. There's another video in there that I can put my hand up to the plexiglass and it's like open. The stove didn't work. There's a weird hole between the bathroom and the kitchen. And the tenant was had a lot of complaints about the humidity inside. I have been in contact with the property manager since then. They tried to fix it, and if you can see the tenant's pictures, the last folder on May 18th, they sent me a pictures of the inside that the roof was collapsed and because of a leak. So there's been ongoing issues with this unit. And eventually he just told me that he left because he couldn't withstand the humidity and living conditions inside the place. I have spoken. I tried to reach out to get an inspection done, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody until this morning. They called me at 8:45, I believe. And the new property manager is out of town, but he requested that I inspect the property, but it was too late.
I'm sorry?
The new property manager contacted me this morning at 8:30, asking for an inspection, claiming that everything was done.
So the new property manager thinks they fixed everything?
Yeah, but up to this point, nobody,
How much time did you want to give them?
I already gave them plenty of time. The property was set on April 14th. Even though it's a repeat violation, I still gave them.
How much time you want to give them now? Or this is a repeat, huh?
Yeah, it's a repeat. So if I go, it's just $500 a day starting on April 14th. If I go and inspect the property and it's done, then we can stop the fines.
So you want to fine them $500 a day beginning on April 14th?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I sort of jumped ahead of you there.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
I think there was also a video in there that might have been the tenants. Does that accurately depict and represent ultimately also what you observed?
Yes, the video was mine.
Okay. And the affidavit of posting, did it reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
You've indicated that this is a repeat. What is the underlying case number?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. It's CE 21080274.
74.
Yeah.
And did that go through a special magistrate hearing?
Yes.
What was the date of the hearing? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Do we have in the file the underlying documents that we can bring it up?
21080274. Yes. That one. The one about that one.
Oh, wait. 21. Is this 21? Yeah, okay. Yes, please. Can you bring up the notice of violation?
Sir, I'll accept those documents and evidence. Is that what you're trying to submit?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Sorry, I'm not here. I don't know if the microphones are not great. I'm just not hearing very well.
Okay, not a problem. Okay, so, is there an 18103B in this file? There it is, 18103B, thank you. 18103C, yep. 18103I. Yep, okay. And with respect to this underlying case, can you bring up the order? Okay, and scroll down, please. Okay, so this underlying order, keep going. The underlying order was done on November 3rd, 2021, and it provided 120 days or $250 a day to come into compliance, which would have been the equivalent of March 3rd, 2022. And Inspector Oliver, did this underlying case ultimately come into compliance?
Yes.
Okay, and do we have an affidavit of compliance we can just put into the record? And that affidavit of compliance is what is it? Is that January? January 18th?
January 18th is when it was
Okay.
stamped.
Very good. And is this a particular unit number?
Yes, unit number 3.
Okay. And this is the same owner as the underlying case from 2021? Okay. And because of that underlying case at $250 a day, is that why you're asking for $500 now? Because it's a repeat and because it looks to be an egregious reoccurring violation?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, emails, videos, in this case, as well as the underlying case, notice of violation, special magistrate order, affidavit of compliance.
All right, I'll accept those documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So all of these code sections are still at issue?
Yes.
At least to the best of your knowledge, though apparently they called
Yes.
this morning and said they were in compliance?
Yes.
Doesn't look great, does it?
No. Yeah.
When was the last time you were out at the property?
It was the beginning of May. And there were more complaints from other tenants, but the tenants wouldn't come forward because they were afraid of getting evicted. but I haven't been able to get more cases on that property.
Okay. All right. In case CE 230400174, let's see if I can get their attention. I find the notice is good and sufficient for the property in violation of 18103B. Specifically, there needs to be repairs to the roof, walls, and foundation. Needs to be weather tight, which it's clearly not in the photographs. 18103C, repairs to the interior walls and floors. 18103I, equipment, specifically the stove, has to be working. I make further violation that said violations are a repeat violation of a previous case, which I make judicial notice of in the file. I hereby order the respondent to pay a fine of $500 a day beginning April 14th and continuing until the property comes into compliance.
Agenda item number 21. Case number is CE 230400283. Case address is 415 29th Street.
Good morning, Alex Oliver, Code Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on April 26, 2023. Certified mail was sent on April 27th, 2023. Certified mail was returned on June 13th, 2023. Both property and City Hall were posted on May 15th, 2023. I have not been in contact with the owner of this property, and an affidavit of posting was added to the case. This property was cited for missing address characters on the alley, landscape maintenance on the alleyway, overgrowth on the alleyway, and alley maintenance. As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 30 days for them to come into compliance, or $100 a day.
Thank you very much. Is this a vacant lot?
No, the property itself, that's the back of the property. The property itself is very well maintained. It's just the alleyway that they forgot.
So all these pictures are just of the alleyway?
Just the alleyway.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Does the affidavit of posting reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
And you spoke a little bit about this is all in the alleyway. Can you just tell us for the record what it is that you saw in the alleyway?
Yes. So behind the fence, they are supposed, every owner is supposed to maintain up to half of the alleyway as per city code, and they seem to not be taking care of that. I tried a courtesy letter. I've given them ample time before this. I also sent them a letter, and I haven't had no contact whatsoever. So,
are you seeing any progress at all?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those in evidence, the city's composite exhibit. And I can see the excessive growth and clearly the landscaping issues and the right-of-way. The numbers, 415, is that okay, or is that good or not?
Yes.
So it's just the other three sections?
In the back, yeah. The alleyways the address characters are supposed to be in the back of the alleyway as well.
So there's no numbering
in the back of the alleyway.
In the back that's required.
Okay, so numbering is still an issue.
Yeah.
78-6 is still an issue?
Yes.
Okay. And you wanted to give them 30 days or how much?
Or $100 a day.
All right, in case CE 230408283, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, 744C5. Specifically, there's excessive growth and weeds going on in the front and side yards. The landscaping needs to be maintained, and the right-of-way needs to be maintained. Also, I find a violation of 78-6. There needs to be address characters in the rear of the property. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per name issue.
Agenda item number 22. Case number is CE 230503333. Case address is 445 30th Street.
Good morning. Alex Oliver, Code Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on May 30th, 2023. Certified mail was sent on May 30th, 2023. Certified mail was returned on June 5th, 2023. Both property and City Hall were posted on June 1st, 2023. I have not been in contact with the owner, and an affidavit of posting was added to the case. This property was cited for landscape maintenance, 18106K, alleyway maintenance, 744C 5, alleyway maintenance, and 786 missing address characters on the alleyway. As of this morning, the property has partially come into compliance, meaning the missing address characters in the back are missing. The alleyway was cleaned and the landscape was trimmed back. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 30 days for them to come into compliance, or $25 a day for the address characters.
So, I'm sorry, I missed it. Which one is still allegedly out of compliance?
786 missing address characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the address characters are needed in the alleyway, did I
Yes.
hear that correctly? And they're not there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they cleaned everything else. They just forgot that for some reason.
Okay.
But I did tell them multiple times. I mean, send them both courtesy and a violation. And I don't know. I even highlighted, please put it in the back.
Thank you very much. Does the affidavit of posting reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to put up the address characters?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept as an evidence the city's composite exhibit. Case CE 230503333. I make the following findings of fact and law. For notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of Code Section 78-6. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or fined up to $25 per day, Mayor. Accrue.
Agenda item number 23, case number is CE 23030502. Case address is 5101 Pinewood Avenue.
City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited March the 30th. Certified mail was sent March 31st. Certified mail was not received as of April 6th. It was in transit on the U.S. Postal website. City Hall was posted on April 10th. This property was cited for repeat trash and debris, junk vehicle, sodding of yard, and outdoor storage. As of Monday, all violations were still outstanding. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. All the violations had been brought into compliance. None are remaining. For this one, for the repeat fine, it was a repeat for KCE 22020109. That was cited back in February 2022. February the 7th, 2022. Came into compliance February the 22nd, 2022, and it was for the trash and debris. The other repeat violation case was CE 2020222, and that was the same owner cited December 17th, 2020, and came into compliance on February the 11th, 2021 in that case, and that was for the inoperable vehicle. The city is requesting for the repeat violations $25 a day, and that would have started on March the 23rd through March the 31st. Total of 8 days for $200.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
Are they currently in compliance with everything?
Yes, they're in compliance now. I was looking at
So it's just that 8-day window?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the property posted?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
And with respect to the first underlying case that you talked about for the 18106A, was there a special magistrate order, or was that?
Yes, there was. It's in the repeat folder that's on there, but there was a magistrate order.
Okay, and just to make sure that the record is clear, that is that the 18106A?
Yes, ma'am.
That you were talking about. Okay.
18106A. It's with CE 220200109.
Okay. Can you scroll back up? So that's not the one for 106A, because you said it ended in a 109, right?
No, see right there on the left, the 222.
Okay.
Sorry, I have it backwards. That one is for the trash and debris, which is 18106A. That's on there.
Okay.
And for the junk vehicle would have been a 34.
Wait. Just stay here for a moment. So for the inoperable, so CE 20120222 is for 18106A, the trash and debris. And this order, this underlying order is what date? I just want to establish for the record. Can you scroll down, please? Thank you very much. The date of this order is January 20th, 2021, and you indicated that it came into compliance when? Could you tell us again, please?
I have it here, it complied 6/11/2021 is when that came into compliance.
Okay, thank you. That was the trash and debris. Can we please bring up the order on the other underlying case? Okay, that was the affidavit of compliance for the trash and debris on the underlying case. This is the order on the 22020109. This is for the inoperative vehicle.
Can you go back to the last one that you were just at? The last case. It's right there, 34102A is the third one.
Okay, so.
But I cited it for that one as well, the exact same thing, but the second one that's on there, 34102A,
okay.
That's the inoperable vehicle.
Okay, and so that particular 34102A came into compliance on that underlying case as well, okay? So is there a second underlying case at all?
I cited it again for the exact same, well, prior than that, for the exact same thing, so I added that one as well. The one that you have pulled up now, that has the trash and debris as well as the inoperable vehicle on it as well. But that was just to show you that it was cited for the exact same thing more than once, that is being brought for a repeat.
Okay. In relation to the trash and debris on this case, what was it that you observed for the record?
When she goes for images, you'll see there was just trash all over the place. In the swell by the front door, in the yard itself, the garbage can was out front. There was trash all over the place there.
Okay. And as of your most recent inspection, what date was that?
Actually, I went back out there Monday, and everything was still still there. They had now they have a landscape crew that comes by there instead of relying on the tenant to cut and clean up. That was one of the main issues. But yeah, as of Monday when I was here, everything was cleaned up.
Okay. And the junk or abandoned vehicle in this case, what did you see?
It's removed. It's gone. At the time, it was I think a convertible Saturn with no tag and bricks behind it as well, just like the before, in the driveway.
Okay. And at the time, what did you observe with regard to the landscaping?
Look at it. It was none there. It was bad.
Okay, so you're seeing bare patches in multiple areas in the yard?
Lack of irrigation, missing sod. It just really needed some maintenance at the time.
Okay, so you observed these alleged violations on March 23rd, and you found that they came into compliance March 31st. Is that accurate for the record?
No, yeah, March 30th is when I saw the violations, when I wrote the case on this one, and I spoke with the homeowner. I sent him an email, and in the process of it, everything was done, from March 23rd till the 31st, in the very first one that I cited, and then it was like it seems like every year around the same time, it's the same thing.
He's using the city for property maintenance, huh?
Yeah, which if we're going to do that, we're going to charge you for that as a repeat.
Okay. And just to wrap it all up, you're asking for a total of $200 for the 8 days. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, underlying notices of violation, orders, and affidavits of compliance, and any and all other documents relied upon.
I'll accept those documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit. In case CE 230305002, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation, or having been in violation of 18106A, 34102A, 94442C1, and 94C71C. I make further findings that violations constitute a repeat violation under Section 2635B of the Code of the City of West Palm Beach. Hereby assess a fine in the amount of $25 a day for the time that the property was out of compliance from March 23rd to March 31st in the amount of $25 per day for a total fine of $200.
Agenda item number 24, case number is CE 23030504. Case address is 709 56th Street.
City of West Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on March the 30th. Certified mail was sent March 31st. Certified mail is still in transit as of Monday on the postal website. City Hall was posted April the 10th. This property was cited for garbage can placement, sodding of yard, landscape maintenance, outdoor storage, auto repair, and overgrowth. As of Monday, the only violations that were still out of compliance was the landscape maintenance and overgrowth. The city is requesting 20 days at $100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, they do.
And you said that there's landscaping that's still outstanding. Can you tell us of the sections that you've listed, which ones are still outstanding, just to be clear?
Landscape maintenance and overgrowth.
So is that 18106M?
Yes, that would be 18106M and 74-4-C-3.
And everything else has come into compliance, is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please tell us what it is that you've observed about these two remaining alleged violations?
There's overgrowth all along the fence line, and the grass is over 6 inches again. You can see it all right there, all the overgrowth on both sides. And if I'm memory serves me correctly, that was as of Monday's picture, that the overgrowth has not been cut off the fence. It's back high again on both sides of the property.
Thank you. And have you had any communication with the respondent or anyone representing the respondent?
Back when they put down the grass and removed a lot of outdoor storage, other than that, I haven't had any.
And do you believe that 20 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these remaining alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, without objection, I'll accept those in evidence. The city's composite exhibit. So 18106M and 744C3 are the ones at issue, and you wanted to give them 30 days?
20 days.
And the fine you were seeking was what?
$100 per day.
All right, in case CE 230300504, make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice sufficient for the property in violation of 18106M and 744C3, specifically the landscaping has to be maintained and the overgrowth needs to be cut properly. Respondent has 20 days to come to compliance or fine up to $100 per day, Mayor.
Agenda item number 25. Case number is CE 23040038. Case address is 509 58th Street.
City of West Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on April the 4th. Certified mail was sent April 5th. Certified mail was left at the front desk on April 7th. City Hall was posted on April the 17th. This property was cited for sodding of the yard, outdoor storage, window screens, board on windows, and sodding of the swells. As of Monday, the only violation that was complied was removal of the boards. Remaining violations are sodding of yard, outdoor storage, window screens, and sodding of the swell. The city is requesting additional 30 days at $100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, they do.
And for those alleged violations that remain outstanding, can you please tell us for the record what it is that you've observed?
There's coolers and bins and boards all by the front door in the side, right where that washing machine was. When it comes down to the sodding of bare areas, you can see in the swell, there's areas that are still bare. In the yard as well, there's patches all throughout it, very large patches that are still bare when it comes to that as well. And window screens, there are missing screens from several windows that I can see from the front, as well as when they took the board down.
There was also a photograph in there of posting of the notice of violation on the door. Is that in addition to, you said leaving it at the front desk?
No, I said the certified mail was left at the front desk.
Okay.
That's what it said on the postal website.
Thank you. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
And I may have missed it. Was there any communication with the owner or anybody representing the owner?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Special Magistrate. The city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those in evidence as city's composite exhibit. Okay, in case CE 230400038, to make the following findings of fact and law, I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 181023. Specifically, there needs to be screens. 7894C, the swale and parkway has to be sodded and seeded. 94442C1, the landscaped areas have to be grass, so that has to be sodded there as well. And 9471C, outdoor storage must be removed. Respondents 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day issue.
Just a notation, they can either sod grass or use approved ground cover. Would that be accurate?
In the swell, it has to be sod.
Okay.
In the yard, they can, if they want to do plants or something like that.
Okay.
It's in the code that's written for them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right, let me amend the previous order. They have to come to compliance with requirements of the code for coverage of the dirt. How's that?
Okay, agenda item number 26, case number CE 230400239, case address 641 58th Street.
City of West Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on April 20th. Certified mail was sent April 24th. Certified mail is still in transit as of Monday. City Hall was posted on May the 1st. This property was cited for trash and debris, landscape maintenance, outdoor storage, paint, and unpaved parking. Compliant violations as of Monday were the unpaved parking, paint, and outdoor storage. Remaining violations are trash, debris, and landscape maintenance. The city is requesting 30-day additional days at $150 per day after.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation also posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, it does.
For the remaining 2 alleged violations, can you please tell us for the record what it is that you've observed?
Very tall grass, and you see it right there on the east and west side of the property, along as the trash and debris right there in the front of it as well. There's trash scattered all over the property, and landscape maintenance needs to be done and cut and clean aside.
And as of your most recent inspection, you're still seeing the overgrown?
Yeah, as of Monday, it's overgrown. Actually, the pictures that just went by were 7-2. It was overgrown, and yeah, as you can see there, and that's considered landscape maintenance to myself, and as in overgrown as well. And there's trash and debris on the other side of the property. Right there, there's some, and in the other images, there's bags and stuff like that are floating around out there as well.
Thank you. And have you had any communication with an owner or representative of the owner?
No.
Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So just the landscape, having trouble with English language today, and the sanitary trash and debris on the property, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 23040-239, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of Code Sections 18-106M and 18-106A. Respondent has 30 days to bring property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
100 or 150 daily fine?
I'm sorry?
What was the daily fine? 100 or 150?
The daily fine.
I said 100, but was that what you were
It's
looking?
150.
100. Why 150 then 100? Typically we do 100 in these cases.
If you look at this property's been cited for the same thing 5 times.
All right, so severity?
Yeah, once again, we're managing.
Good enough for me. I amend the previous order to change the fine amount to $150 per day.
Thank you. Agenda item number 27, case number CE 2305-0015. Case address is 5400 North Flagler Drive.
City of West Beach, Robert Watkins. This is unit A12, just so you know, it's A12. This property was cited on May the 2nd. Certified mail was sent May 3rd. Certified mail was received May 5th. City Hall was posted May 15th. This property was cited for weather-tight doors, plumbing fixtures, window screens, repair interior walls, repair and replacing of rotten wood. As of Monday, absolutely nothing had been done. Remaining violations are, all of them, the weather-tight doors, plumbing fixtures, which is the bathroom sink, window screens, the kitchen windows, and the front windows, repair interior walls, and replace rotten wood. The city is requesting with this one 20 days at $150 per day after. I've had correspondence back and forth with Gladys, the property manager, and it's just a slow drag on getting this property taken care of.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was the notice of violation posted at this property?
Yes, it was.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
And with respect to the alleged violations, can you please tell us for the record what it is that you've observed?
Well, when I was called to the unit by the tenant, I observed that the bathroom sink was hanging down from the caulking. Right there, you can see there's rotten wood, and the door is coming off the hinges in the front. You have to pull it up as they close it. And in reference to the weather stripping right there, you can see the white there, the gaps in the door. You can actually go inside and see the light coming in, which allows pests and things of that nature right there. There's no screening in that window as also the front windows, so there's no way to get fresh air in there. When it comes to the ceiling repair interior walls, you can see there's cracks and there's water damage on the walls in the bathroom. And it looks like someone just kept painting over it and not fixing the actual problem. And that's on the bathroom walls and a few others.
Thank you. Do you believe that 20 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Is $150 a heightened amount that you're requesting more than normal at all?
No, it's pretty reasonable for this property right here. Especially like this is one of the ones I've probably had 8 cases in all different units, and honestly, I'll go out the day after they get it, and then we'll do the walk through. I'll actually point them out every single thing. And then 2 weeks before they're calling to extend the time, which you can see I cited since May. I mean, that in itself is a good amount of time for these little items that needed to be done there.
Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, without objection, I'll accept these in evidence as city's composite exhibit. So these are generally like small things that could have been done already, is essentially what you're telling me?
Yeah, yes. And speaking with Gladys, the property manager, she emphasized to me that their objective is to get the turnovers done, to get new tenants in, and then take care of that. And that's kind of something to say when your tenant's already living there in that, which is the reason why a lot of them move out, because their stuff doesn't get taken care of.
All right, in case CE 230500015, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I hereby adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature and conditions of those code violations. Hereby order the respondent to come into compliance within 20 days or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Special Magistrate, I think that concludes our regular agenda.
All right, let's take a break till 11:30 for the reduction of hearing schedule.
WPB-TV, 30 seconds. Okay. We're good.
All right, I hereby call this meeting back to order. This is the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate for the City of West Palm Beach. This is the reduction of hearing schedule. Cases will be heard in the order in which they appear on the agenda. When you hear your case heard, go ahead and proceed directly to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will introduce the case and present the case, after which time you'll have an opportunity to tell me what you would like me to know. But most important, the thing you need to tell me is what you are asking me for and give me the justification or reason that I should grant such a thing to you. Important, what you're asking for and why I should grant it to you. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify or you think you might testify or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm going to ask that you rise and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes.
All right, please be seated. City can call their first case.
Other matter number 1 and 2, same address. Case number is CE 1607-0590 and CE 1607-0593. Same address, 4010 Garden Avenue.
Magistrate, did you want to hear them both at the same time, or did you want me to do them separately? Separate, all right. So we'll do the case seen in 590 first. Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property at 4010 Garden Avenue was originally cited in July of 2016 for a fence permit that was required, trash and debris on the property, blocking of the right-of-way, inoperative vehicles on the property, repaired, screen needing repaired, unpaved parking, prohibited vehicle, landscape maintenance, and swell maintenance, and auto repair being conducted at the residence. The fine was ordered on January 4th, 2017. It was started on February 6, 2017, and it ran for 1,845 days and was complied February 25th, 2022. The current fine stands at $184,500. With same owner, multiple cases on the property dating back to 2015. The city is requesting 25% of the fine for a total of $46,125.
I'm sorry, the city's requesting what?
25% of the lien, which would be $46,125.
There's a second case of the same address. Is that the same owner?
Yes, sir.
You want to call that one too?
Sure. It was called already. You want me to present that one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So same address, 4010 Garden Avenue. That was cited
July of 2016 as well for business tax receipt required for it being rented. That fine was ordered on January 4th, 2017. It started February 6th, 2017. It ran for 1,838 days. It was complied on February 18th, 2022 for a total of $183,800. Again, same owner, multiple cases back to 2015. So the city is requesting 25% of that lien as well for a total of $45,950.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Hi, my name's Julie Schnee.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Julie Schnee?
Julie Sheen.
Schnee, yes.
And what is your relation to the owners of this property, Ms. Sheen?
I assist with the property management of this particular address. And we are the new owner, not the prior owner for which this was all cited under.
So what company do you work for?
I represent 4010 Garden Avenue LLC individually.
The new owner.
Correct.
Okay, so what are you asking me for and why should I grant it?
I am asking for a reduction of these fines down to $1,000 apiece, so a total of $2,000. And if I may have a moment of your time, I'd like to tell you just a little bit of history and context as to why this particular property is very important to the both of us. I personally own 4107 Garden Avenue, which I purchased in 2018, just a few houses down as a single mom, and I put down almost every penny I had into that house. The day after I moved in with my 1-year-old, there was a drug transaction in my driveway by the next door neighbor. I had a 1-year-old baby, and this was happening on the property with the support of some of the neighbors.
This is a different property.
This is a different property. It's just a few houses away.
Okay.
So I was very fortunate to have the support of the neighbors in the neighborhood, the few that had been there for a long time, and we gathered enough evidence to get this individual removed. And I also teamed up with Mr. Russell, who is the managing member of this particular LLC. He's a firefighter paramedic with 15 years at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, but he's also an adept handyman in his spare time. And we were able to find some investor funding to purchase that neighboring house, clean it up, and get it sold to an owner-occupant. And that family is still there today. And we did the same with a few houses down. We were able to find some backing in order to clean up 2 of the drug houses in the neighborhood. So now regarding the property address in question, it's been a problem obviously before my or Mr. Russell's involvement, and the violations that were cited back in 2016 were due to that owner's negligence and just unwillingness to take care of their property. They were, I believe, a remote investor owner, and there were some tenants in that house for a long time. In May of 2021, Mr. Russell was able to pull together enough money to offer to purchase that house, and we began our conversation with Officer Pazmino, who I'd worked with in the past, obviously working with other issues on the street. So we knew about the code issues, and we were hopeful that the city was able to kind of interject and motivate this individual to get the tenants out, to get the violations cleared, and he didn't really seem motivated to do that. So we were hoping if we teamed up and put in an offer that would motivate him to get things going. It took 18 months of back and forth to finally get him to agree to sell the house. And we really impressed on both him and his realtor representation that he needed to get it cleaned up and complied. And he dragged his feet. And I'm sure Ms. Monique can probably attest to this. She saw the application from him for the lien reduction, but he was kind of wishy-washy. He wasn't communicative, and he really didn't seem like he had any interest in moving forward with it. So finally, once the contract was bona fide, the violations were complied, but he had boarded up the house. And in this particular neighborhood, as I'm sure is the case with other pockets of West Palm Beach, the moment you have a boarded up house, you attract the wrong kinds of folks. So immediately people started hanging out, became an unsafe place to be. But really the only way to move forward with getting that cleaned up was for Mr. Russell to go forward with the purchase and take his chances in front of you today to hopefully get these fines reduced. So immediately once he closed in February of 2023 this year, he cleaned up the house inside and out. We got a fence permit in place. I helped him get the permitting process all done for him and got the landscaping done, secured a rental license, had the fine officers in West Palm Beach called out to the property several times. in the midst of it while it was still boarded to get folks to dissipate. But all our inspections for the rental licensing, lien reduction application, et cetera, all passed without any issues. And there's a great family that actually just moved in to the house. So it's being very well cared for.
Let me ask you something because
Sure.
I'm confused. So the city's position was that you were the owner at the time of the violations, but you're telling me you were not the owner at the time
No,
of the violations.
sir. There was probably a bit of administrative confusion too, because the previous owner had applied and he was in the middle of the lien reduction process. When the ownership actually transferred, he withdrew his application, and we were advised by Ms. Cassandra to submit a new application.
Who was the previous owner of the property?
Morris Yanev, Sisters Yanev, I think, LLC was. I don't know if he was cited individually because I think he deeded it into an LLC at some point too. But no, this was all previous owners.
So all of these violations occurred before you took possession of the property?
Yes, sir.
Is that the city's understanding as well?
Yes.
Because you still have them listed as Sisters Yanif on case 2, which I guess they're not the owners anymore.
Those were the previous owner where the violations occurred under their ownership.
And then you have the owner listed as 410 Gardens Avenue LLC in case number 1, which is the current owner.
The 4010 Garden Ave LLC is the current owner, yes, from February of 2023.
Yeah,
But
number
it's the
2
same
was a
property.
typo. Number 2 was a typo, I apologize. Same property, both violations occurred under the prior owner back in 2016. The current owner took over in around February 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
And since the new owner took over, the property's been cleaned up and maintained.
Yes, sir.
Is the city's offer to reduce to 25% based in part on the belief that it was the current owner that was responsible? Because I think that's how you presented it.
Yes, sir. City, based on her testimony, the city would like to request the lien be reduced to $5,000 on owner each.
To $5,000 each?
Yes, sir.
It's not an unreasonable offer by the city, considering that you walked in here with 360.
I agree. For your consideration, we also manage 2 other properties on that same block. And they're also properly licensed with great folks in them. We're not trying to, take advantage of anyone. We're trying to keep this particular block is just so important to the both of us.
I'm willing to do that. I mean, I'd reduce each one to 5,000. Does that work for you?
We will make it work, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, in case CE 1607050, I'm going to reduce the fine from $184,500 to $5,000 payable. How much time do you need?
If we could have 30 days, that would be great.
I'll give you 60.
All right.
Payable within 60 days. And case CE 1607053, I'll reduce it from $183,800 to $5,000 payable within 60 days.
Thank you
and
so
thank
much.
you for cleaning up the neighborhood.
Hey, we're doing the best we can. Thank you so much.
Okay, agenda items number 3 and 4, case numbers CE 13120211 and CE 15050146, same address, 1021 Henrietta Avenue. And then it's also the same owner for number 5. It's a different address. Do you want to call them separately, Special Magistrate, or together?
It's the same address?
No, same owner.
Actually, just for point of, I may just.
All right, why don't we do I guess the first 2 are the
Henrietta?
same address, right?
Okay.
Let's do those
Just the
together.
Henrietta.
Okay. Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property here at 1021 Henrietta Avenue was originally cited back in December of 2013 for no rental license or COU. That fine was ordered on January 29th, 2014. That fine started March 1st, 2014 and ran for 256 days. It was complied on November 12th, 2014 for a total of $25,600. Same owner for both cases that's represented here today. They have multiple cases dating back to 2002. So the city requests a 25% reduction in the fine for a total of $6,400 on the first case. On the second case, ending in 50146, again, it's the same owner. This case was originally cited back on May 2015 for roof leaking. They had different pests in the building that needed to be exterminated. There were screens missing, windows not working properly, landscaping in disrepair, trash and debris on the property, as well as they needed to install proper door jambs and weather stripping. This fine was ordered August 2015. Fine started September 2015. It ran for 1,223 days and was complied on January 10th, 2019 for a total of $305,750. On that case, the city requests 25% of the lien to be reduced to a total of $76,437.50.
You gentlemen tell me your names.
Mr. Magistrate, Steve Wallace with the law firm of Ward Damon. I represent the owner of the property, 1021 Henrietta Avenue.
Mr. Wallace, what are you asking me for, and why should I grant it?
Sure. On item number 3, we're asking for this to be reduced to $500. On item number 4, we're asking for $1,000, and I think it's important that I go over a couple of very important facts. First of all, the liens that are recorded against the property were not incurred during this current owner. This owner, we're actually 2 owners past the time that the liens have been incurred. The current owner purchased the property December of 2022, and they've put significant investment in the property. They've been doing a lot. The current owner, the principal of the owner, is a well-known real estate agent in the area and an investor. He's invested in a lot of properties in West Palm Beach with the goal to improve the property. Significant investment has been made into this property. There's a bunch of improvements to the property. The roof has been improved, the windows, the landscaping, the driveway, striping has been done. And unfortunately, with a lot of properties, especially the prior owner was from Argentina, and they were relying on a property manager who currently there is some disputes and potentially litigation with the property manager. My client that's purchased the property is a very active owner, and since closing in December has provided significant investment in the property. And I just want to also call your attention. I'm the second attorney that's worked on this file. This initial application was made in 2018. And then everything was stopped during COVID. We were always, again, I represent a lot of folks in this municipality as well as other municipalities in Palm Beach County, and we always are active. We're always seeking interaction with the code enforcement officer on the file. And I just want to commend Mrs. Williams and Mr. Williams, since there's he's been taking over the file. The communication has been great. I mean, we have been working hard. I mean, I've been on this matter for about a year to try to get this closed out.
Okay, so let me just clear up one thing. So
the liens, the supermajority lien, because they're on the other property too. That's why I'm representing both of them. There's a super priority lien against Anna Trainus and Juan Cruz. If you look at the lien that's recorded against the property, neither of these owners the lien is against, and on this one it's two owners past it, and on Support Homes it's 2 owners past it. So again, these are investors that are coming in. They're active investors. They're working very hard to improve the property.
Who's the gentleman you have with you?
He was Mr. Delto.
Hi, I'm Jared Dalto. I'm a local real estate broker with Palm Beach Group, and I know both these properties very well because I've been,
So who is the current owner of the property?
The current owner is 1021 Henrietta Avenue LLC. The liens, if you look at the liens that are recorded against the property, they're entered against Anna Traines and Juan Cruz. These violations did not occur during my client's ownership of the property. There's currently, just so you're aware, just transactionally, there's money in escrow that's waiting on your order. And again, my client has undertaken tens of thousands of dollars to improve the property, bring it into compliance, but not only bring it into compliance, but
This property transfer, is this arm length transaction?
Absolutely. Mr. Dalto was involved in the transaction. He was one of the agents.
it absolutely was an arm's length transaction.
So these are different people with different interests?
Absolutely, yes.
So the city presented this as if it was the same owner again. Is that not the city's understanding now? I know you've been putting up the records here, so I'm trying to follow you here.
So, Officer Williams, just to clarify, the applicant is the current owner. Would that be accurate?
Per my records, yes.
Okay.
That would be correct.
And thus, the current owner applicant is not the same owner at the time that these violations occurred. So it was a little bit of a different presentation based on what we're hearing now from this applicant respondent. So it was not the same owner that caused the violation. It was a prior owner that caused the violation. And this owner has testified that they came in and purchased it recently, November 2022?
December.
December 2022, cleaned it up, and is coming now as the applicant to take care of those prior liens.
Well, this came into compliance before you bought it, right?
Some did, some didn't. It depends. Like it's convoluted, to be honest with you.
Does appear to be.
No, because I can tell you that we've had multiple conversations since we've been involved in it, which has been about a year. And because and that's why the number 5 on your docket, they're tied in together because there's a super priority lien on the property. So the 1021 was brought into compliance, except for Anna Traines and Juan Cruz also had a lien on 633 10th Street. So under your code and under the statute, we couldn't release it because they're tied together.
It goes to all the properties owned by the same.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to add that, since I've had affiliation, I've known the properties and some of the owners over the years, that when these violations, showed up, the management company that was in place was the first person that was contacted, and then when it started to go back and forth, it was one thing, and then clean it up, and then there was another thing, and then by the time that thing was done, it was like, okay, well, now there's trash, and now that there's trash, well, now the yard needs to be cleaned up again, and then clean up the yard, and the grass looks good, and then now there's trash. Oh, and by the way,
I'm generally
now there's
familiar
the
with how
windows,
that goes.
and then it became this. It was years. Years of this going back and forth.
Miss Williams can attest to that Mr. Dalto and I have really been proactive and really following up with her to her annoyance to kind of get to the root of the problem and resolve these, because it's tricky because there's a super priority lien on these properties.
What's the city want to do here?
The city would like to counter with a 5% reduction of the lien. So for the case ending in 20211, that would be 1,280. And for the case ending in 50146, that lien, because it's significantly higher, 305,750. We'll do 5% on that one as well, for a total of 15,287.50.
Mr. Walls?
I mean, what I would say is that we've spent probably $30,000-$40,000 in improving the property, and again, you know, I would ask, I'm okay with, this is my counter to the counter, you know, I would ask that docket number 3, we could do 500, and docket entry number 4, we could do 5,000.
What would, Marcus, do you have a recommendation?
So for the case ending in 20211, the city is going to stay at the 5% for that one to reduce it to $1,280. For the second one, because it is significantly higher, Magistrate, we are willing to take or agree with whatever your decision on that one is.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll reduce case number 3 to $1,000, and I'll reduce case number 4. I'll cut the cities in half to $7,500. How much time do you need?
We could have 30 days, please. Thank you so much.
All right, case 3, $25,600 to $1,000, and case 4, to $7,500, payable 30 days.
Okay, and then agenda number 5, case number is CE15100028. Case address is 633 10th Street.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property in question at 633 10th Street was originally cited back. Give me 1 second. This was originally cited back in October of 2015. They were cited for rotten wood that needed to be replaced, trash and debris on the property, exterminating of all pests, paint needed on the structure, clean and sanitary conditions on the property, landscape maintenance needed, trash can in view of the public, and striping needed of the parking spaces on the property. That was ordered on December 2nd of 2015. Fine started February 1st of 2016. That was complied on November 25th, 2022. The fine ran for 2,489 days for a total of $248,900. This is also under the ownership of the previous case ownership. So the city, in this case, requests a reduction of 15% on this one. So the 248,900 would then be reduced to, excuse me, $37,335.
Mr. Wallace.
On this one, also, a point of clarification, because there's, again, this one is, these two are pretty convoluted. So just to take you a couple steps back so you understand, then you'll understand where I'm going with my request. So this one also, the prior owner of 1021 Henrietta, which was Anna Trainus and Juan Cruz, this lien is also against them. So we couldn't get either of these cleared unless we had the other one done. Ultimately, this property was sold to another party and then subsequently was transferred to Support Homes Company. Support Homes Company is not affiliated with the prior owner. Because Mr. Dalto was involved in both these transactions and the fact that couple owners ago, they were in common. I was engaged to also work on this one so we could clear all
This
the
is
liens on the.
a different owner that you both are involved with, but not related to the previous case.
That's correct. That's correct. The only commonality is the fact that the lien, the city has a super majority lien against them because it was against the two owners ago, which was Anna Tranas and Juan Cruz. Now, I also want to let you know on this one has been, to say extremely frustrating is an understatement, because an application was put in for this particular property's reduction by prior council. And it was submitted, I believe, in 2019. And then COVID hit, and we were not able, the prior council was not able to communicate with the code officer to find out whether or not we were in compliance, schedule any inspections. We still weren't really able to do any of that until the summer of 2022. So the Support Homes Company, and then to add another wrinkle to this, this was a husband and wife owned company. The
Support Homes?
I'm saying Support Homes Company, it was owned by a husband and wife. And then ultimately, the principal that we're working with, Zhao, they went, and his wife was in charge of interacting with the property managers, and these folks are from Brazil, to add another wrinkle to it. They're going through a divorce, and ultimately Zhao, who the principal that Mr. Dalto and I are working with, is now responsible. He learned that.
So Zhao now owns Support Homes?
Zhao is the owner of Support Homes Company. Okay. And we've been communicating with him. We caught him when he was coming in from Brazil. And at that time, Mr. Dalto, how much work did you do to bring this property into compliance?
Like I said, in your comment before about arm's length transaction, I've been doing real estate here in Palm Beach County, solely Palm Beach County, for 20 years. I have an impeccable reputation, and I pride myself on that. There's always an arm's length transaction. All parties are always aware of everything that's going on. I pride myself in that. I'm one of the few that will always do the right thing by people. So, I have hundreds of emails regarding 633 10th and Henrietta and back and forth to owners, to property managers, and I'm not getting paid for any of it. I mean, it's just been unbelievable, unreal. I can't even begin. I mean, I would have to sit down and have many, many drinks over this, because when I talk about it was a revolving door, it really was.
Just so I can keep this straight in my head. Who was the owner at the time that the violations were?
Juan Cruz and Anna Tranas, who also owned Henrietta, and there were two liens against both of those properties together.
All right, so this person's been having a fun time with the city. So they transferred this property to whom? To the Support Homes?
Well, there was another entity that purchased the property, then ultimately Support Homes purchased the property. So Support Homes is the second owner from the time the violations were entered.
Okay, so who was owner when they came into compliance?
Support Homes.
Support Homes.
Yeah.
So these violations were running through two transactions.
That's correct.
And what was the compliance date on these?
This was the fall of 2022. When we finally, again, I've been bugging Miss Williams. We've been bugging Code, and Code, again, no disrespect. I know this city is a large city, and every certain areas have their challenges, and the particular area where these two properties are located are areas for older homes, and some homes that a lot of them are investor owned. And so I know that the officer in that particular area is stretched thin. But I personally have probably visited Mrs. Williams 10, 15 times, sent multiple emails. We send emails to the point where we were trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to get an answer from the city for compliance. And the minute we do that, something else comes up. And again, this owner, since we've been involved in the transaction, we have put his feet to the fire to let him know, because he's looking to ultimately, once this is cleared.
By this owner, you're referring to Zhao?
Zhao, correct.
So can I just clarify, Mr. Wallace, your lien reduction application letter from February of 2023 indicates that you represent Juan Cruz Bernard and Ms. Trainus. So not only do you represent them, but you represent the current company.
We do, because we've been submitting the applications because at the time, 1021 was owned by 1021 Henrietta was owned by Anna Cruz and Juan Trainers when I initially put the application in.
Okay, so technically, the lien reduction application was originally put in on behalf of the owner who caused the violation.
No, on Henrietta. On support, if you look at my application, which I have here, and I'm happy to show it to you, the 633 10th Street is on behalf of Support Homes, and I can show you if you want to see it.
Because if you look at the letter that's on the screen.
I know, because I wrote them because they're related to, the two properties are related to each other.
Okay, the concern that the city has, and I understand it's a little hard to follow, and we're just trying to clarify.
Right.
The concern that the city has is if you actually represent Mr. Bernard, who was the owner who caused the violation, then there's a different.
No, I was representing.
There's different concerns by the city with how much something could appropriately be reduced.
Right. Well, I can show you on 633 10th Street. I'll show you the application. The applicant is Support Homes. If I can show you, it's right here. I have it, a copy of it.
I guess the city's concern is that if you were representing the original owner and now you're representing the subsequent owner.
I think it just goes to the factors that can be looked at in terms of the reduction. It just sounds like, Mr. Wallace, originally you represented the owner who caused the violation, and now you represent the new owner who did not cause the violation.
Can I just, for a point of clarification, on 633 10th Street, I was always representing Support Homes. I took over there, there was a prior counsel on this one, if you can look in your files. On this particular transaction, I was always representing 633 10th Street. The application that was submitted was always Support Homes. You have to understand, it's a lot more complex than that because there's a supermajority lien on the property. And so it's not, I have to clear every violation against that particular party to get this one released.
So did you at one time represent Juan Cruz Bernard?
Not on this property, no.
But you represented him on the previous property?
We represented them, no. We represented them on the sale of the property in 2014.
You're right, it is convoluted, and I'm confused.
Yeah.
The reason this got so out of whack like this is because of all these transfers of ownerships. Then next thing you know, there's a new violation. Things would get cleaned up, and then more time would come, and then there'd be a new violation. I mean, I'm telling you that this is exactly how everything happened. We could never get out of the revolving door. I kept on watching it go around in circles. As much as we tried and did everything, I watched the owners do everything.
Confused about. See, in a fine reduction hearing, in the factors used by the city in reducing or at least suggesting reduction in the code requirements, whether or not you are the owner of the property during the purchase, during the time that the violations occurred or continued, is a factor that I'm supposed to use in weighting the reduction of the fine according to the code.
Right. Can I just point of clarification? So Mr. Bailu filed the initial application on behalf of Support Homes Company. Because the two properties were interrelated with each other, I needed to take over this representation. This application on 633 10th Street has never been on behalf of Anna Trainez and Juan Cruz. I just want to be crystal clear on that.
So it's just then your letter is inaccurate.
The letter, there was a typographical error in the letter, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
So you're representing to me that the current owners in each of the two subsequent transactions are not in any way related to Juan Cruz Bernard or Anna M. Trianis.
Absolutely. A member of the Florida Bar. These were transferred in arm's length transactions. Anna Trainers and Juan Cruz do not have any ownership interest in 1021 Henrietta LLC, which is case number 3 and 4, and Anna Trainers and Juan Cruz do not have any ownership interest in Support Homes Company.
All right, so Mr. Wallace, what are you asking me for in this case?
I'm asking you for the fine to be reduced to $5,000.
And where was the city? I'm sorry, it's been a while since you told me what you were doing here.
The city is requesting 15%, which would be $37,335.
And just for a point of clarification, none of these violations were initially entered when Support Homes Company owned the property. They spent the money. They worked with the city to bring this ultimately into compliance.
What's the current status of the property now?
Compliant.
Is it currently a rental property now?
It is. Mr. Williams came out, I believe.
Go back to the pop-out. Let me see that.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Williams was out there last week and it was compliant. Yeah.
Did you want the pop-up printout sheet? Or did you want the pop-up internet?
I want to look at the public records related to this property.
Oh, can you bring up pop-up internet?
How many units is on 633?
Yeah, just scroll down. I just want to see the transaction history. Was that it? All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Mr. Wallace, was your client aware that there were city code violations on the property when they bought it?
Yes, there's money that's been held in escrow pending your order reducing the fines.
All right, what the city's asking for, what, 350 here, and you're asking for 5?
Yes, sir.
I'll reduce it to 15.
Thank you, sir.
30 days.
Thank you.
I think that's it for us, right?
Yep.
All right,
Thank
no
you,
further
Mr.
business
Magistrate.
before us.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Thank you, everyone.
This meeting is adjourned.